Ho sotterrato la mia anima sotto veli di seta colorata, cielo etereo, sussurro di stelle, colori che fluttuano lievi e silenti, mi sfioro nubi soffici, cuore che trema, suono di stelle. Tramonti si fondono come un arcobaleno dentro un vortice lieve, seta di cielo, smarrito tra fili di sogni lontani, bagliori che danzano. Ho sotterrato la mia anima, ma vibra un riflesso tra i cristalli. Riemergi piano, luce mia lieve, non lasciarmi solo in questa danza eterna. Dita che sfumano, auree boreali, speranze nei vortici di tinte svanite, nebulose lievi, riflessi di sogno. Rinascere piano nel flusso che culla, un canto dal cosmo mi chiama col vento, fuoco colorato che sfuma nel cielo. Ho sotterrato la mia anima, ma vibra un riflesso tra i cristalli. Riemergi piano, luce mia lieve, non lasciarmi solo in questa danza eterna. Se l'aurora accarezza il velo di luce, ali che si librano, leggere nell'infinito, non è svanita, sussurra l'eterno, l'anima danza tra colori fluidi. Ho sotterrato la mia anima, la libero ora nei cieli di seta, sotterrato, iridescente. Una medaglia col sole che ormai svanisce, un'immagine scordata, la vita fugge lontano, dietro ricordi. Un ricordo lontano ormai, una storia già finita. Sole dietro il rosso di un tramonto e la mia
suffering. Their claims that they have targeted only military objectives is a lie and baseless. The fact on the ground prove otherwise. Despite our repeated communication to the Security Council calling for an immediate halt to this criminal war, the Council has remained silent. It has chosen to turn a blind eye to these grave violations, despite its primary responsibility under the Charter of the United Nations to maintain international peace and security. According to the latest report of the Iranian Red Crescent Society, at least 1,332 civilians, including women and children, have lost their lives so far. Thousands more have been injured, and the number continues to rise. Airports, schools, hospitals, healthcare centers, residential buildings, sport facilities, mosques, diplomatic police headquarters, and other civilian infrastructure have been deliberately targeted and destroyed. On the first day of aggression, a girls' elementary school in Minab in southern Iran was struck. 175 schoolgirls were martyred in that attack. More than half of the victims could only be identified through DNA testing. So far, more than 180 Iranian children across the country have lost their lives as a result of this criminal war waged by the United States and the Israeli regime. Many more have been also injured. More than 20 schools have been damaged. Hospitals, Red Crescent facilities, and emergency response centers have also been repeatedly targeted. Till now, 13 healthcare facilities have been attacked. Yesterday, several civilian sports and recreational facilities in Tehran and other cities were deliberately targeted. The Azadi Stadium and large parts of the Azadi Sport Complex were destroyed. The Be'esat Sport Complex and the National Judo Team training camp were also heavily damaged. Israeli missile strike further hit several municipal recreational facilities in southern Tehran, including the Azadegan Water Park, a stadium, and a sports hall. The municipality building also female also martyred, and around 100 other were injured.
As though we have lost the feed to the Iranian ambassador to the United Nations. He was speaking there in New York about the military action taken by Israel and the United States against Iran. He said that civilian infrastructure was being deliberately targeted in Iran, and he pointed to instances of schools, police infrastructure, and recreation centers. We're going to go back to the ambassador now.
Constitutes a war crimes. Despite its constant claims of defending freedom of navigation, the United States committed a dangerous act of aggression at sea on 4th of March, nearly 2,000 miles from Iran's shore. The Iranian frigate Dena, which was on the goodwill visit and upon invitation was with the Indian Navy and carrying around 130 sailors, was attacked in international waters. Nearly 100 Iranian sailors were martyred. The U.S. committed a war crime. This heinous and unlawful attack constitutes a grave violation of the law and the fundamental principle of freedom of navigation. We reiterate our call on the Security Council and Secretary General to condemn the aggression, war crimes, and crime against humanity that are being committed by the United States and the Israeli regime against our people, to force the aggressor to put an immediate end to all crimes and military attack against Iran and against civilian and civilian infrastructure, to ensure accountability for these grave violations of international humanitarian law and war crimes. We continue to exercise our inherent right to self-defense under Article 51 of the Charter of the United Nations until this aggression and this barbaric attack stop. Our response is lawful, necessary, and proportionate. Let me emphasize once again, Iran targets only the military objectives of the aggressors. We don't target civilians. We don't target the interests of neighboring states. We are currently investigating the allegation regarding a strike on non-military sites. Our initial assessment indicates that some of these incidents may have resulted from the interceptions or interference by the United States defense system, which could have diverted from intended military targets. Under international law, every state has a clear obligation not to allow its territory to be used for acts of aggression against another state. Iran does not seek war. Iran does not seek escalation, but Iran will never surrender its sovereignty. Our ancient and proud civilization testifies that Iran has always been a peaceful, peace-loving nation committed to coexistence, dignity, and respect among nations. We will take all necessary measures to defend our people, our territory, and our independence. The alleged statement by the President of the United States regarding the election of a new supreme leader in Iran constitute a clear violation of the principles of non-interference in the internal affairs of states as enshrined in the Charter of the United Nations. Iran is a sovereign and independent state. It does not accept and will never allow any foreign power to interfere in its internal affairs. Our constitution is clear. The selection of Iran's leadership will take place strictly in accordance with our constitutional procedures and solely by the will of the Iranian people without any foreign interference. We call on all member states to condemn this aggression, war crimes, and take urgent action to stop this criminal war against the Iranian people, a war that poses a serious threat to regional and international peace and security. The Security Council must act now, firmly, clearly, and without delay. Failure to act will have catastrophic consequences. Today it is Iran. Tomorrow it could be any other member states. Thank you.
Do you have a response to President Trump?
All right, once again, you've been listening to the Iranian ambassador to the UN, Amir Saeed Iravani. He was speaking about what's been happening in Iran and urging the United Nations Security Council to take urgent action to stop what he called maximum destruction and suffering being inflicted on Iran. Now, the ambassador was also speaking about the strike on a girls' elementary school, which happened on Saturday, the first day of the U.S. and Israeli attacks on Iran, where at least 168 people were killed. U.S. officials have said publicly that they are investigating, but they deny attacking civilian targets. Now, American media is reporting that in closed-door sessions of Congress, the Trump administration told politicians that the U.S. military was targeting the area where the school was